the QuickLoadz 20k and 40k superbed. This is video 3, loading and unloading, without a container. The other available videos include 1. A quick loading overview, 2. Superbed overview, and 4. Loading and unloading, with a container. For training purposes, it is suggested that all videos are watched in order. The brain box is located on the front driver's side underneath the bed. The manual controls are accessed by opening the box door. There is a hydraulic gauge to show operation pressures. The switches are in the normal operating position. The control switch is in phone operation, and the function switches are in the neutral positions. The switches are a backup and will control the truck bed when not controlled by a smartphone or Wi-Fi device. For manual mode operation, push the control switch down from phone operation to regular pressure. The high pressure setting can be used when additional power is needed. To return to normal operation mode, set the control switch to phone operation. Connecting a Wi-Fi device. No internet connection is needed, no cell phone service is needed, nor are there any apps to download. The system is self-contained. This is the QuickLoadz brain box. It is powered by the truck. If you don't see a red power light on, check that the power switch is up in the truck power position and that your truck lights are on. The green Wi-Fi light tells you that the controller is awake and sending out a Wi-Fi signal. Every QuickLoadz truck carries around in its brain box a computer and a Wi-Fi router. You do not need a cell phone signal. You do not need the internet. The brain box is self-contained and has everything you need on board to operate it with a Wi-Fi device. If the power and Wi-Fi lights are on, you can connect. The directions are printed inside the lid. To connect, go to Settings on your phone or Wi-Fi device. Click on Wi-Fi and choose the QuickLoadz network. Your phone or Wi-Fi device might already be connected to another network. Click on the QuickLoadz network and connect. If antivirus software comes up, ignore it. Many phones and devices will say that QuickLoadz does not have internet access. That is fine. Internet access is not needed to use QuickLoadz. If your iOS device does not have a Wi-Fi icon in the status bar, go back to Settings, choose Cellular, scroll down, and make sure Wi-Fi Assist is disabled. Once connected to the QuickLoadz Wi-Fi network, open a web browser, such as Chrome or Safari. If it's your first time connecting, it can take up to 30 seconds. In the address bar, type in 10.10.0.1. These directions are printed on the lid. After connecting for the first time, the browser will usually remember the address. First time connecting can take up to 30 seconds. The QuickLoadz login screen will show up. Type in your username and password. Press Login. The control screen will now come up. First time connection can take up to 30 seconds. To use the rear view camera, press the camera button. The rear view camera should appear. Press Close to close it. The functions are engine start and stop, bumper in and out, locks in and out, bed up and down, wedges up and down, chains in and out. What if I can't find the QuickLoadz network? If the QuickLoadz network does not appear, check that the power and Wi-Fi lights are on. It is possible that the network will not show up as QuickLoadz, but instead appear as the Wi-Fi router name written inside the door of the brain box. Loading. This shows the process for loading without a container. This is to familiarize the driver with the loading operation, superbed functions, and parts. You may find it useful to carry 2 Wi-Fi devices so that the truck bed can be controlled while constantly watching the rear view camera image. Engage the PTO from your truck. First, press engine start. Run the locks out by pressing the locks out button. If it is attempted to load or unload a container with the locks not fully out, there is a very good chance of bending a locking pin or breaking a chain. When backing up, it is best to have the lift wedges raised to avoid the possibility of damaging the container. With the lift wedges raised, if a slip or mistake is made, the container will simply hit the flat of the lift wedge. If the lift wedges are down when backing the truck to the container and a slip or mistake is made, the lift wedges will probably damage the container or even punch a hole in it. The lift wedges are very sturdy. With experience, a driver will be able to skip this step and back up to the container with the wedges down and the bed already tilted. When learning, it is easiest to back up with the wedges up and the truck bed flat so that the line of the truck bed and the container provides a reference in keeping the bed and container straight. Lower the lift wedges. Recap. Engine start, locks out, lift wedges down. Make sure the drive chains are all the way out with the grab hooks against their stops. If the chains are not all the way out, when backing up, a container can hit the grab hooks. The grab hooks need to be against their stops so that they can slide into the container corner castings once the lift wedges have picked up the container. Finish backing up to the container. It is very important that the bed is slid out approximately 1 foot before attempting to tilt the bed. This is required for the bed to tilt. Press the bed up button. Note that the bed will tilt up to 50 degrees if allowed. You may stop this operation at any stage for your desired loading angle. Press bumper out to slide the bed out the rest of the way until the rollers touch the ground. If they do not touch the ground after the bed has been extended all the way, you may need to press bed up once more. Tilt the bed until the rollers just touch the ground. This can be seen in the rear view camera. With the lift wedges down, back up the truck until the container just touches the two rear rollers. The container should touch the rollers on both sides. This is a deliberate design. When loading a 20-foot container onto a 20-foot truck bed, if the two start out crooked, then as the container loads, it will only get worse. Place the truck in neutral and release the truck brakes. Press the lift wedges up button. As the lift wedges pick up the end of the container, they will pull the truck bed slightly under the container. The notches in the lift wedges help grab the container as the lift wedges lift the end of the container 6 inches. At this stage, the container end has been raised 6 inches and is sitting just above the rollers. Push the chains in button. The grab hooks on the drive chains will go into the container corner castings from underneath. When the container is just sitting at the rear of the bed, stop the drive chains. This is a very important step. The lift wedges must now be lowered. If the lift wedges are not lowered, then as the drive chains pull the truck bed under the container, the lift wedges will catch on the container cross members. The drive chains have a combined 20,000 pounds of pull on the 20k superbed and 30,000 pounds of pull on the 40k superbed. If the lift wedges are left up, the container will be damaged. As soon as the container is on the truck bed, lower the lift wedges to avoid ripping out the container cross members. At this stage, the grab hooks are in the corner castings of the container, the lift wedges are down, the truck is in neutral and the brakes are released, the locks are out, and the drive chains can pull the truck bed under the container. Once the lift wedges are lowered, continue to run the drive chains forward to pull the truck bed under the container. Exercise caution before leaving the truck cabin. On a hard surface, the back of the bed rolls on the rollers. On gravel, QuickLoadz won't care. As the truck bed rolls under the container, the driver needs to keep the truck bed and container aligned by steering the truck. The drive chains will pull the truck bed all the way under the container until the container hits the front stops. Note that in this position, the front of the bed is directly over the rear tires. You do not want the bed to strike the tires. Press bumper in so the bed can slide inwards. Now that the front of the bed has cleared the tires, we are ready to lower the bed. Press the bed down button. Once the bed is tilted all the way down, slide the bed in by pressing bumper in. Lock the container onto the bed by pressing the locks in button. Double check in your rearview mirror that all of the corner locks are fully engaged. Slide the bed all the way in by pressing bumper in. Raise the lift wedges before driving on the road. Unloading. This is a detailed overview of unloading with the 20k and 40k superbed, shown without a container to familiarize the driver with the operation of the QuickLoadz superbed. Engage the PTO from your truck. Begin by pressing engine start. Lower the lift wedges. Press the lift wedges down button until the lift wedges are fully retracted. Very important. Unlock your container by pushing the locks out button and verify in the side mirrors that all 4 corner locks have released. Before tilting the bed, it is very important that the bed is slid out approximately 1 foot by pressing the bumper out button. The bed has a physical safety pin that prevents the bed from tilting. It is also important not to slide the bed out all the way, or else the bed will strike the wheels. Slide the container rearward by pressing chains out until approximately 2 feet hang off the rear of the truck bed. This way, when the truck bed is tilted, the rear of the container can be placed exactly where desired. It is also acceptable to tilt the bed before using the drive chains to push the container rearward. Either option, tilt the bed up by pressing the bed up and bumper out buttons to your desired angle and until the rear rollers just touch the ground. Place the truck in neutral. Release the truck brakes. Move the container rearward with the drive chains by pressing the chains out button. The driver needs to steer the truck to keep the truck bed and container in alignment. When running the drive chains out, it is the rear of the grab hooks in the container corner castings which is pushing the container to the back of the truck bed, thereby pushing the truck out from under the container. Run the drive chains out until the container corner casting is just at the camera. This shows where the grab hooks will be located. If this is an empty container, the drive chains can be run all of the way back, so that when the truck pulls out from under the container will fall 6 inches. If this is a loaded container, the drop is likely to damage the container, truck bed, or container contents. To avoid this, when the container's corner casting appears in the rearview camera, stop the drive chains by releasing the chains out button. Raise the lift wedges by pressing the lift wedges up button. The weight of the container is now on the lift wedges. The drive chains may be run the rest of the way out to their stops. It is important to run the drive chains all the way back to the stops. Otherwise, it is possible to have a loaded container drop onto a grab hook and break a chain. The lift wedges now have the container grabbed. Place the truck into idle forward to put a slight forward pressure on the container. Lower the lift wedges by pressing the lift wedges down button. This way, a very heavy container may be very gently placed down. Pull the truck forward a couple of feet. Raise the lift wedges by pressing the lift wedges up button. Bring the bed in about halfway before tilting the bed down to avoid striking the rear tires. Tilt the bed down by pressing the bed down button. Be certain to tilt the bed all of the way down. You must slide the bed all the way in by pressing bumper in. Now, lock the container onto the bed by pressing the locks in button. Be sure to check that all 4 corner locks have fully engaged before traveling on the roadway. This can be visually checked in the rearview mirror, but when in doubt should be checked by getting out of the truck. This concludes the detailed instructions on loading and unloading with the 20k and 40k Supervan. QuickLoadz, the fastest, easiest way to move sea shipping containers ever invented. Thank you.